Good morning. You are waking up on the bright side with us here on 10 Tampa Bay. I'm Caitlin Lockerbay.
And I'm Frank Wiley. Here are your top 4 at 4:30. Today, the accused Ybor City shooting getting another appearance in court. It comes as Tampa police continue to increase patrols. What Police Chief Lee Burkaw is saying about those patrols.
And tragedy up in Virginia. A father and daughter killed in a crash. Now the mother is in the hospital. We hear from the family about what they need most during this time.
Plus, he is one of the most powerful men in Washington, and he is visiting Tampa Bay. Find out what House Speaker Mike Johnson's plans are today.
And later, despite more than 50 million people who hit the road for the Thanksgiving holiday, gas prices still falling this morning. The latest overnight numbers from AAA. Let's start things off with a first look at your forecast. Meteorologist Amanda Pappas taking us outside this morning. How are we looking?
Look at that, guys. Good morning to you, Caitlin and Frank. We have a little Christmas tree right here from our visitTampaBay.com sky camera I zoomed in on, getting us in the holiday spirit very early this morning. And we do see that as we step outside, we're completely clear and dry for now, but we saw a good amount of cloud cover and rain yesterday. Is that the same for today? Well, it's going to be a little bit of a mix. Here's the deal. We have a cold front that's passing through our area. As it does so, the first half of your day is looking more cloudy. The second half, some bigger changes are coming, and we're already feeling pretty breezy out the door right now. Happy to report, though, we're nice and dry for that commute in. Temperatures definitely mild, especially in comparison to what's to come. However, cooler to start in the 60s, and we're going to continue to see that our temperatures are going to remain a little bit lower for today. Low-end rain chances as well, but we got chilly starts on the way. I'll show you exactly where and when coming up.
All right, I want to show you this right here because we begin this morning with a news alert. This out of Manatee County. Look at your screen right there. Right now, Bradenton police say that 14-year-old is threatening to harm herself. She was last seen Sunday. That is a closer look. That is Keelan Redondo. Authorities tell us she left her home off the 1800 block of MLK Avenue West. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, green pants, red and white Nike shoes. If you know where she is, call Bradenton police.
This morning, police in Tampa are asking for your help after 2 deadly stabbings that killed a woman and a teen girl. Officers say they arrived at an apartment complex on River Ridge Drive off I-75. They found a woman in her 30s with multiple stab wounds. She died there at the scene. A 14-year-old girl was also found stabbed. She died at the hospital. Investigators say the two were related to each other and they knew the suspected killer. We're working to learn more information about what led up to those stabbings. If you know anything, you can leave an anonymous tip by contacting Crime Stoppers at 800-873-TIPS or tip 411. Later today, the man accused of killing 2 people and injuring 16 others during a shooting in Ybor last month will appear in court.
22-year-old Tyrell Phillips is charged with second-degree murder, according to court documents. He told officers he was speaking to a former classmate when a group of people aggressively approached him. Phillips says he pulled out a gun when it looked like someone from that group was reaching for a gun. Phillips says he fired a shot and he heard additional gunfire as he was running. Police did arrest a 14-year-old related to that shooting. Police are still looking for these people. You see them right here on your screen. We have a link to contact the FBI on 10tampabay.com with more information.
Tampa police are continuing increased patrols in Ybor City with around 100 officers patrolling the area between Wednesday and this weekend. Officers say they arrested 14 people. 7 were felony related, 2 were misdemeanor arrests, 5 were related to DUIs. Officers also say they recovered 4 guns as well as drugs. Chief Lee Burkaw says the proactive patrols are making a clear and positive impact on the community.
And within the last 2 hours, Tampa police opening up I-275 in Tampa between Hillsborough Avenue and MLK Boulevard. All of this after police say a car crash closed part of the road. That was Sunday night. That is video we captured last night showing that closure. Details are limited at this hour, and 10 Tampa Bay has reached out to the police department about the crash, what caused it, and the details of those injured. Of course, we will let you know as soon as we get more information. We do know the crash resulted in serious injuries. Once we receive additional information, we will update you on air and online. Time now 4:34. Questions still remain unanswered this morning after a 5-year-old died in a crash with an Auburndale police truck. Investigators say late Saturday, the driver of a Kia was passing through an intersection along Magnolia Avenue when they crashed into a police truck that had lights and sirens on at the time. That 5-year-old child was riding in the back seat. and was killed, as we mentioned. Right now, they are working to determine if the child was wearing a seatbelt. The Kia driver suffered a broken wrist, and the Auburndale officer was not injured. Police tell us no criminal charges are expected in this incident. Meantime, over Thanksgiving, two family members from Tampa were not at the table. A sad situation, a father and daughter killed in a crash in Virginia. 10 Tampa Bay's Miguel Octavio spoke with a family member about the fatal crash and what the family needs now.
Locked in embrace. This video is a glimpse of Augusto Aguilar and his daughter Alyssa's love for each other.
The chicken!
Those memories even more precious
They wouldn't survive without each other.
for Alyssa's sister, Ivory Cerezo.
I know I showed it to her, but my regret is I didn't tell her that I love her.
Alyssa was just 17. Seen here cooking among her favorite hobbies. She loved to dance as well, an obsessed K-pop fan. She also had a knack for singing.
Every person she meets, they would fall in love with her.
Meanwhile, her father, a Navy veteran described as a jokester. But they both died this past Tuesday after their sedan somehow collided head-on with a box truck. The two, along with their mother, were in Virginia, headed for a holiday visit. Ivory speaking at the hospital where her mom is recovering.
Then she will wake up and cry and complain of pain. It's hard. It's hard to watch her like that, but we have to be strong for her.
Being strong, a must in this tragedy. The family is raising money to bring Alyssa and her father back to Tampa so they can be laid to rest.
I want to know that they're together, that they're okay, and that they're gonna guide us. Those are my prayers.
What brings comfort, though, is the thought of Alyssa and Augusto together watching over her.
We all love them.
In Tampa, Miguel Octavio, 10 Tampa Bay.
Absolutely heartbreaking. By the way, that crash still under investigation. This is a look at the GoFundMe that has been set up. Right now, it has more than $60,000. If you'd like to help out, we have a link for you on 10tampabay.com.
Memorial services begin today for former First Lady Rosalynn Carter in South Georgia and Atlanta. President Biden has ordered flags at half-staff until her funeral on Wednesday. The Carter family will travel in a motorcade from Plains to Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus for a departure ceremony there. A wreath-laying ceremony is planned at Georgia Southwestern State University, where members of the Rosalynn Carter Institute for Caregivers will honor her. Then the motorcade will travel to Atlanta for a private arrival ceremony at the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library and Museum. Mrs. Carter's body will lie in repose in the Library Museum lobby later this evening. Her funeral is planned for Wednesday back in her hometown of Plains.
Keeping you informed in just hours, one of the most powerful men in Washington will visit the Tampa Bay area. Speaker of the House Mike Johnson will tour Sarasota-Bradenton International Airport with Congressman Vern Buchanan. Buchanan's office says the speaker will get an update on the airport's $100 million expansion. By the way, that project includes a new 5-gate terminal, a new security check, and 5 boarding holding rooms. The airport brings in $3.2 billion every year and supports more than 23,000 jobs.
Today is the 4th and final day of the temporary ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. On Sunday, Israel released 39 Palestinians from its prisons and allowed more aid trucks to enter Gaza. Hamas released a third group of hostages, totaling 17 women and children, including a 4-year-old American girl. Her parents were killed in the October 7th attacks. President Joe Biden spoke to the child's family.
She has family, and we're taking care of her, so don't worry about it. And it's very important to let her be now with the family.
We will not stop working until every hostage is returned to their loved one.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he told President Biden he would agree to a ceasefire extension in exchange for 10 Israeli hostages a day, but says his country's fight against Hamas will resume in full force once that pause is over. Later tonight, one of the top Israeli officials in the U.S. will visit Tampa. The Israeli Consul General for Florida will provide an update on the war at the Glazers JCC on North Howard Avenue in Tampa. That event is free. It's open to the public, but pre-registration is required. JCC leaders say this is the best way to hear from someone who knows what's happening on the ground and has indisputable facts about the conflict. That presentation starts at 7 o'clock tonight.
Time now for 4:40. Today, Cyber Monday, but you might want to press pause today on booking that next vacation.
Coming up next on Brightside, when vacation deals take flight and what you need to know about finding them. Welcome back to Brightside. Pinellas County offering free pet adoptions this morning ahead of a major renovation at the shelter. The county says the project will start in mid-December. It's going to add air conditioning, more kennel space, and strengthen the building to withstand a Category 4 hurricane. The total cost of the project is $3.5 million. Adoption fees are waived until the new shelter opens next year.
Time now for 4:44. Want to get you caught up with the latest in consumer news this morning. Despite AAA predicting 50 million Americans will hit the road for Thanksgiving. That's what the prediction was. Gas prices dropped this morning. The Auto Club says the current national average, $3.25, and that is the lowest price in 3 years. By the way, in Florida, we're seeing prices at $3.01, but it is even lower at the Tampa Bay area where we live, right? Pinellas County is the cheapest, $2.96, along with Pasco County, Hillsborough, Manatee, and Polk County drivers seeing prices average at $2.98.
There's an important safety notice for drivers this morning. Honda is recalling hundreds of thousands of 2023 to 2024 Accords and HRVs over a missing piece in the front seatbelt pretensioners. Now, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says that missing piece is the result of an error during assembly, and the seatbelt may not properly secure its passengers during a crash. If you own an affected Honda, you will get a notification starting in January. Federal regulators say dealers will replace the seatbelt for free.
Get you together with this right here because it is Cyber Monday. So if you're looking to book your next vacation, there's some good news for you. Tomorrow, Travel Tuesday. Travel experts say today and tomorrow among the best days out there to find discounts on everything from resorts to airlines, cruises, rental homes, luggage too. Online travel agencies Priceline and Expedia offering deals. Marriott offering 20% discounts on select destinations. The theme parks out there, several cruise lines too, offering savings.
Whole lot of travel. I came back flawlessly. I want to thank you to the travel gods, right? that made it back to work on time.
Thank
Great
goodness.
little vacation. Hope you guys had a great holiday weekend. It was a little rainy here. Yesterday rainy, I saw. But
Yeah.
a little overcast.
Yes, it's been gloomy. It's not been Florida-like weather. I mean, really, Caitlin, what are we doing? But for the holidays, I promise you this, we're going to get more in the holiday spirit with these temperatures that are coming up. And it's all thanks to this. We have a cold front that's moving through. That front is what brought us the good amount of rain that we needed yesterday, the gloomy skies, and we do have more of a gloomy start for today. However, this front is not just bringing us a gloomy start, but major changes in the forecast, especially as we head into the next 24 hours. So as the front slowly pushes through our area, we are going to see some cloud cover to start, but no rain on radar for the time being. Mild out the door, a little bit cooler as you travel farther north of I-4. 61 for Crystal River, 65 for Tampa, and 67 for Sarasota. Those were our high temperatures throughout this past weekend. That's how cool it got. But we are seeing that front is trying to take a hold of our pattern right now as we speak. So as the front continues to move south, that's going to bring in winds from the northwest and north. That's going to cool us off by a lot and make us very breezy for today. Already seeing breezy conditions over towards Brooksville, and mixed in with some of the cloud cover, we could see a stray shower for later on into the morning hours. But outside of that, the real story here, guys, is going to be the fact that we get very breezy throughout the next couple of hours. This morning, winds gusting upwards of 20 miles per hour. And then we're going to see this, a major change in terms of what we have on the board for the morning versus the afternoon. So the morning, we're going to have a gloomy start, stray showers possible with cloud cover, very similar to what we saw yesterday. Then by this afternoon, look at 3 o'clock. We are seeing plenty of sunshine finally come back into the forecast. So as that front pushes farther to our south, that's going to leave us open to seeing clearer skies. Heading into tonight, a few clouds possible, but I promise you this, that front will be passing through through and make us feel very different heading into this afternoon with only a 10% chance for rain throughout most of the morning. Then we see a lot of sunshine throughout the afternoon hours, and we have 72 on the board for our high temperature. Now, for any of our last minute travel, we do see that there is some snow over towards the northeast. That's all thanks to the same frontal system that's moving through here. It's still bringing a good amount of snow and rainfall towards the eastern seaboard. Outside of that, the Great Plains looking nice and calm. And guys, we do see for tonight's planner, for us, we're going to be calm as well. Temperatures dropping off into the 50s. And get ready. If you wanted to use that jacket, you get to. Look at the next couple of mornings. We start to see 40s making their way back into the forecast. So today is going to be that transitional day. We start off with clouds throughout the morning. Then we see the sunshine throughout the afternoon, warming us up to 72. For tomorrow, on the other hand, once that front passes through, we get much cooler, 63. And then 46 is what we could be waking up to for Wednesday, and 49 for your Thursday. Back to you guys.
All right, Amanda, thank you. You know what? December is near, so it's about that time to start thinking about your tax bill. The IRS changing the self-reporting threshold.
Yeah, that threshold has gone through several changes over the last few years, and this morning, Ariane Detail breaks down the numbers.
There's a lot of confusion about new tax rules for people that use mobile payment apps like Venmo and Cash App for their business.
The IRS has updated its reporting guidelines over the last couple of years. And a few days ago, they did it again.
So using these sources will verify what you need to know. Since 2008, Cash Apps have been required to send 1099-K forms to customers who receive income of more than $20,000 and have 200 or more transactions a year. Under the American Rescue Plan of 2021, that threshold was reduced to $600 with no transaction minimum. That change was supposed to go into effect for income earned during 2022. But in December of 2022, the IRS delayed the implementation of the tax rule by a year. And now, on November 21st, the IRS announced they're delaying another year and raising the reporting threshold.
So what does that mean for you?
Cash Apps will now have to report business transactions made in 2024 that are over $5,000. And you'll get that 1099-K form in early 2025.
So for people filing their 2023 taxes, the reporting threshold is still more than $20,000 and 200 transactions. With your Verify, I'm Ariane Detail.
Now, if you see something you want us to verify, you can email those questions to us, verify@10tampabay.com, or text them to us, 727-577-8522.
Great resource. Time now, 4:50. Looking ahead toward Christmas now.
Coming up next for you here, how you can cut down your own Christmas tree the old-fashioned way.
Good stuff. And also how you can start donating to an annual tradition to help children out there enjoy the holidays they deserve.
Welcome back to Brightside. With Thanksgiving behind us, an annual tradition now underway to help kids have the Christmas that they deserve. This morning, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office annual toy drive starts back up. Got to get those toys under the tree. The toy drive will get delivered. The toy drive tree, will get delivered at 9 o'clock this morning at the Sheriff's headquarters on Cattle Ridge Road. That tree will serve as the donation site. The Sheriff's Office says thousands of toys and gifts get distributed each and every year. Hope you can help.
Perfect segue to this right here, because today you can pick and cut down your own Christmas tree. The Florida Forest Service is allowing folks out there to cut down a tree at the Lake Wales Ridge State Forest. It's in frost-proof. Now, people can only cut down sand pines out there, 15 feet and under. The department says you must get a special use permit with them. I don't know why you would want a tree taller than that in your house, right? You will also need to bring your own hand saw. Nothing electric.
Gotta have that handsaw. And in just a few hours, the First Lady will unveil the 2023 White House holiday theme. We know the designs are a part of her Joining Forces initiative to support military families. National Guard leadership from across the country will join Dr. Jill Biden for this announcement. Last year's theme was We the People. Always looks gorgeous there at the White House for the holidays. Thanks for starting your morning here on Brightside.
Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. It is Cyber Monday. Millions of people out there looking to grab more deals today. In just minutes, Jenny Dean live for us at an Amazon facility, learning how they deliver packages within hours of an order.
And the Bucs lost a close one Sunday against the Colts. David Shealy breaks down what went wrong for the team and has an update to a potential injury to our QB, Baker Mayfield.
And if you're punching the clock too much, it could be impacting your health. The consequences of being a workaholic.
A lot more ahead for you in our next half hour.
Brightside is back in 3.